last week, the University of Tennessee and the football program and all the sports realistically dropped all three of their new colors of the new Adidas uniforms, Mike. And on this episode, we're just going to dive into them, talk about how we feel about them, maybe talk about some of the other stuff going on with Adidas, like the apparel and whatnot, and how us fans feel about it. So let's just dive right into it. Yeah, but last week, Mike, you and I both looked at all the uniforms. I will give kudos to the university and Adidas on the rollout of these uniforms. They put it on like a day by day schedule. Monday we got
Yeah,
the orange and Tuesday the white and so on and so forth. I think that was a cool concept, whoever came out with that.
yeah,
But how are we feeling? How are we feeling so far, Mike? I mean, just looking at all the uniforms laid out in front of us now, we get an idea of what to expect the balls to look like on field. Do you think, in your opinion, that Adidas, I guess, delivered? It doesn't
yeah,
seem like you're disappointed or anything.
yeah, man. I mean, honestly, I do feel like they delivered. Because I wasn't disappointed with the jerseys. Like I don't look at these jerseys and think that Nike was significantly better or anything
Right.
like that. I think the jerseys honestly look clean.
Yeah.
I know on the away jerseys, I know you were wanting the black outlines there on the numbers. I know that's something that could be maybe critiqued by you. I'm sure there's other fans out there. We've heard a little bit of mixed reviews. I feel like with some of that, we know we were posting on TikTok as these revealed, and so we
Yeah.
had a little bit of mixed reviews on fans on that. Some don't want it, some like it, and I mean it is clean. I will say that
Right.
it's a little bit simplified and clean, and I mean, that's not always a bad thing, having a
Right.
little bit of simplicity to it for the away jerseys. So they really, um, I mean, they're orange and white I mean, obviously they're mainly white being the away jersey, but there's definitely no other color schemes much really going on there. They kind of went with more the simplistic look with it,
Yeah.
which it does look clean. Um, the home jerseys, I mean, definitely you got to have that traditional orange and white, orange jerseys for Tennessee on that. And then it
Oh
looks like
yeah.
the numbers. I mean, you like the numbers better, right, on these Adidas jerseys than you did on the Nike?
Oh yeah. For sure. I think they look much better, dude. Much better.
Yeah, just
I
like a
was
thought you
never.
went with, and like,
Yeah, so that was one of my biggest gripes, Mike, with the Nike uniforms. I thought that in a way, now obviously carrying that logo and that prestigious brand, I felt during
oh
that
yeah,
time meant something. And I think overall, I mean, I guess somebody could make an argument for it, but I think overall Nike is probably the more popular brand. I mean, in the mainstream, I guess you could say.
hmm,
And it just seems like most of the bigger schools and stuff are sponsored by Nike. However, I
yeah,
did think that the uniforms that they provided for Tennessee, although there are some exceptions
hmm,
that I thought were really incredible uniforms, I think for the most part, the standard home and away uniforms, I never really did like the numbers. I thought they were slightly generic looking. I thought they were a little too skinny looking. I
yeah,
am a fan of that bolder, blockier, more
yeah,
retro looking number font, if you will. And
mhm,
I'm so glad that they brought that back. That was one of my biggest things that I wanted to see on the new Adidas uniforms, and they did
yeah,
bring that back. And I think it looks so much better, Mike. I think it fills that uniform out more when you're just
yeah,
looking at it, and it just doesn't look generic, if that makes sense.
yeah, man. No, I agree. I do, and you, I think that it did need to have a little bit of that bolder look. So I do agree with you, and I'm impressed with them. I mean, I really do like the
Yep.
Adidas. Adidas logo looks good. I mean, it's just the Adidas logo. Just I know the Nike check's always like a staple, but they fit it in really good with everything. And I don't know, and I kind of go back. I know you like the black lines, and it does look cool. I've seen somebody put a little concept on here when I was looking up the jerseys again, just to kind of get another look at them all, so I can have it all brought up. And But I
Yep.
do like the clean look too, though. I don't know. It would be nice if maybe eventually we'll have a little bit of a, this just came out. We all know the variations kind of come over time as well.
Right.
So
Right.
that might be something to experiment with a little bit. But it does also look clean with the black lines on it too. So um, I think I
Yep.
would like either one, honestly. But do you have if you had to say out of the three that's dropped so far, I know, again, we got the home and the away, and then the dark mode jerseys. Out of the three, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, so for me, if I had to pick a favorite, honestly, I'm just gonna go with the classic orange with the white
Yeah,
pants. I think
yeah,
that looks incredible. I will say that I really enjoy, and let me scroll down and make sure that I'm telling this right. Yeah, so they went with the orange power tee on the hip of the pants on the
yeah,
orange and white jerseys.
yeah.
Um, and I'm seeing it's a couple different variations, Mike, but it does also look like there's some orange stripes going down the side. But I
Yeah.
don't know if that's accurate or not. But anyway, yeah, I think the orange would have to be my favorite. And I know that that's the classic and all that, but I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man, the way that they did those block letters just makes that jersey pop so
Yeah.
much more. I think that the Adidas logo on the shoulder, it kind of looks natural in a way.
Yeah.
I know that sounds weird, but it looks like it's
No,
supposed to be there.
I was just thinking
Um,
that the Adidas logo when I mentioned it, looking like I know it was random to mention it, but it looked good. Like I don't
yeah,
know, this
yeah.
fits.
And the like I said, the way that the university and Adidas worked together to roll these things out, Mike, there was a slideshow that I saw that the university put out, and at the very end of the slide, it was just showing different angles
Mhm.
of the uniform and like a player wearing it, like doing different poses and stuff like that. But at the very
Yeah.
end of the slideshow, and I actually took a screenshot of it, and I'll probably put it in the pod once it's edited. But it shows the small details of the uniform on a picture, and I like the collar on the uniform. It has a little circle logo with the power
Mhm.
T in the middle of it, and then,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, stitched on the inside of the collar, it says, "I will give my all." Um, and I think
That's
that's a
cool.
cool touch, even though as a fan on field, you'll never
Yeah.
see that. But I
Right.
think that that's a cool touch to add to the uniform. Just a small detail that I think shows that the
Yeah.
thought was put into it and all that stuff. But couldn't be
Yeah.
happier with them, man. I think right now, Mike, you did bring up the fact that I like the black outline on the orange numbers,
Yeah.
kind of calling back to some of those 80s and 90s uniforms. And
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, there's mixed reviews on that. You and I put out a TikTok, and it kind of went a little crazier than we thought it would, man. I mean, it ended up
That's
getting
pretty
like
simple.
16, yeah, like 16,000 views or something like that.
Yeah.
But a bunch of people got on there and were kind of like, "Oh, the black outline on the numbers is just whatever." I don't know. They were pretty much
Yeah.
dismissing it, saying that it wasn't needed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of my opinion. I just
Yeah.
think it looks good. I think it helps that orange pop, and it gives a nice contrast to the white with the black.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But like you
Yeah.
said, where all this stuff just rolled out, who's to say that we won't eventually get that, like you implied earlier?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be like I mean, 2028 is just down the road. That would be an
Yeah.
anniversary year to the 98 season. Who's to say that Adidas doesn't roll out some sort of national championship anniversary edition uniform or so? You know what I mean? Like, I think that'd be a
Yeah.
cool concept to explore.
Yeah, and they do seem like, it seems like through different years that you get a little bit of variation sometimes on your maybe a home or an away jersey that Tennessee will wear something different or an
Yep.
all orange, things like that. So we definitely got more variations eventually to see, I feel like.
Right.
Um, and coming down to that with the lines, it's all your preference. I think that if you want that clean, more simplified look, you definitely got that right now with what came out. Um,
Uh-huh.
whereas if you want a little extra flair to it, you want the black lines around the numbers and add a little contrast. I agree with
Yeah.
that as well. So
Yep.
Yeah, I personally think I would like both. To be honest, I know we can't just have both all the time, but
Right.
overall, I'm happy with their standard home and away. My favorite right now, so it's probably the dark mode, but I do love the dark mode jerseys, but I think Adidas did better with these dark mode jerseys than Nike even had. I
Uh-huh.
really like that SEC logo, how they've got it, the colored
Yeah.
SEC logo on there, and then I just think these just look really clean. So I was really impressed with the dark mode. Um, I
Oh
love
yeah.
the standard orange and white. I love Tennessee's orange and white colors, their home jerseys. I wouldn't want to see the dark mode every week.
Right.
I'm fine with one game a year around Halloween, even though that I like that. When I look at the two jerseys just side by side, and I'm like, which one looks looks cooler to me? Personally, I just like that dark mode, but I wouldn't want to see that every week. I don't want that to be a. I like the orange and white as a home jersey better than
Uh-huh.
to have it every week, keeping that standard colors.
Yep.
My favorite all-time jersey's not been revealed yet, and at some point will with the Smokey Grays. So Smokey
Yeah.
Grays are my favorite. I do love
Yep.
those. I still would love the orange and white for our standard home game. I could be okay seeing the Smokey Grays a couple times a year. you know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I could see them a little bit more, but which I know then you start getting narrowing it down. You're not getting as many. You're only getting three home games with orange and white there if you do that. So I get there. It's hard to compare like because I agree with having those as specialty jerseys. I don't want to, we do it right with having the white jerseys for the away. Of course, that's pretty standard, but um, and then having the orange and white as their standard home jerseys. I obviously I love those. But the dark mode jerseys are awesome, and really I think
Yeah.
we have the best in the league. I
Yeah.
think Tennessee has the absolute best dark mode jerseys that are out there. I mean, dude, the orange and the black, they just go together so well. And then right around, and we always have it right around Halloween. It just works, man.
Yeah.
I just think those are really cool jerseys. But speaking of those, how do you feel with those compared to Nike?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, it really just calls back to the font. I mean,
Yeah,
if you really look, I mean, let's be realistic, Mike. I mean, a lot of people may get in these comments and say that we're blowing it out of proportion because the uniforms look pretty much the same as the Nike. And
yeah,
to be honest with you, I can see where someone can get that. But if you're a true
yeah,
fan of the school and you paid attention every single year, you know that these uniforms aesthetically and proportionally just look
mhm,
better than the Nike uniforms. And that goes for all three
yeah,
of the reveals so far, in my opinion.
yeah,
I'm with you. I think the dark mode
mhm,
uniforms do look better. And it's just a callback, and just it all goes back to the fact that those blockier numbers help fill out that blank space more, and it doesn't look
yeah,
like you just got two skinny random orange numbers on a black
yeah,
jersey or an orange jersey
exactly.
or a white jersey. I love them, man.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to see. I probably won't happen, Mike. It doesn't ever seem to truly happen. I always wish for it to happen, but um, getting experimental with combinations. You and I have kind of
oh
talked
yeah,
about this on the pod. Golly, is over a year ago. I mean, when we first started the pod out and we were grabbing for ideas and stuff like that,
yeah,
we talked about like dream combinations of uniforms. You know what I mean? And
yeah, oh yeah,
I'd love to see them get a little more creative with it and explore potentially wearing a dark mode jersey with orange pants,
yeah,
or you know what I mean, a
oh yeah,
smoky gray pants with a white jersey, or just once
yeah.
all
Just
this
switching it
stuff's
up a little
revealed,
bit.
it'd be so cool. It'd be really cool to see.
Yeah,
Um, but like you said, the elephant in the room is those smoky grays. I mean, they obviously didn't reveal them, and
yeah,
and I imagine that they're going to make a big ordeal about it once the season gets started. They're going to roll out a
yeah,
whole campaign for them. What do you envision, Mike? Since these are your favorite uniforms,
yeah,
realistically, you've talked about it, you've expressed it on the pod numerous times. What do you
yeah.
hope that these smoky grays turn out to be like with Adidas, man?
And see, and just to reiterate something real quick before I answer this. All these jerseys we just mentioned, yes, they do look very similar. It's in the fine details, right?
Right.
The fonts and the SEC
Yep.
logo on the dark mode being a little different. So you kind of fine tune those, but those are kind of how they're going to be. You know, there's not tons of variation right off the rip from that you're going to
Right.
be doing, and so
Right.
yeah, for the ones that out there that do say they do look very similar, but that's just how that is. That's how that it's going to be orange and white for home. It's going to be all white jerseys, with the orange lettering and everything when you have away games. In the dark mode, obviously, it's going to be the orange and the black, and so
Yep.
those are going to be very similar. Now the smoky grays, uh, to be honest, I thought that there was only so much of that you can change, but man, Nike last year, and that had some mixed reviews, but they had a massive change to the smoky gray, and that proved
Yeah.
that. So I feel like the ones that you might see a potential for some real something different is going to be in those smoky grays.
Yep.
You know, Nike went pretty hard last year, I felt like, and I know we both
Yep.
really liked them. And
Oh yeah.
so I do, and I kind of liked, honestly, how Nike had a darker gray top to the lighter gray in the pants. It gave a little contrast to that.
Yeah.
Um, it had some design on it. So I definitely expect something big. I don't know if I can describe exactly how I want. I do like a little bit of that darker charcoal top gray jersey. Um,
Hmm.
I'm and I would like to see that kind of on the helmet as well.
Yep.
But I definitely want to see a little design in there, a little bit of something that adds a little more than just like a charcoal gray helmet. Like basically taking your dark mode uniform and just making it smoky gray. I want more than that. You know, I want a little bit. I think you're
Yeah.
right. They're waiting to reveal these into some big time jerseys. I want to see a good combo of that charcoal gray with the Tennessee orange mixed in there pretty well. Um, and I mean, if you look at the Smoky Gray jerseys, even over time, man, there's been some different variations. It seems like they get a little more creative on those, and they change those up a lot
Yeah.
more. So I
Yep.
definitely think that they're going to have to come with it because it's
Yep.
obviously my favorite jersey, and I think it seems like they're wanting to do a big reveal on that. So I definitely, and I'm just kind of looking at what Nike had. You know, they had the TriStar there with the orange and the white patch on the white star patches on the side, um,
Mhm.
there for Tennessee, and then they had um, just some of the different designs that they had. Even the stripe that went on the helmet had like a charcoal gray design going on the side,
Yeah, man.
and some different variations in that. Um, so I think that's going to be what really is going to set Adidas apart as well. And they're already doing well. Like you said, with the numbers and the font, I think they've already stepped that up. So,
Mhm.
so far, I'm giving it to Adidas right now, man, so far. Um,
Yeah.
so I know that probably didn't give an exact explanation, but I definitely want I definitely want the charcoal um, jersey and helmet, like that charcoal gray color, like
Right.
that a little bit darker, like how Nike did. Um, what about you? Did you like the light gray variation of that, or do you want it all to be like a darker charcoal to blend
No,
well?
man, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this could be an unpopular opinion because I saw a lot of mixed reviews, like you said. I think
Yeah,
personally that last year's smoky gray uniforms were the sickest uniforms in all of college football, and I'm gonna stand
yeah,
on that. I
yeah, they
don't
were sick.
think I don't think during the entire time that we were with Nike that we had a bad uh smoky gray uniform. I think
Yeah,
Nike absolutely nailed it and delivered every single time on those smoky grays. Every single one of them looked great.
yeah,
Um, and I hope that with how we're feeling so far with these Adidas uniforms, Mike, and how we think that they've just taken an already classic, timeless look, which that's
yeah,
realistically what we're dealing with here. We're such a traditional school when it comes to like our colors and our uniforms
hmm,
that just adding smaller details like what Adidas did makes it so much better.
yeah,
So, like you said, if they're already on this track and they've already done these small improvements that's made such a big change,
Yeah,
imagine what they could do and what we hope they do with these Smoky Grays.
yeah,
I'm like you. I obviously I am I'll probably will say that I'm probably a little bit bigger fan of the darker color, like you said, that darker
yeah,
charcoal gray.
yeah,
If they do decide to go with something like Nike did last year with the different tones of gray, I'm fine
yeah,
with that. I just want to see them nail it and hit it out of the park with their design
mhm,
because I know that they can do it, and I know that
yeah,
this is a big time. Really, it's a big time
yeah.
opportunity for both brands. I mean, the
Oh,
deal
yeah,
alone that Tennessee inked with Adidas is unreal. I mean, they're
yeah,
and I think that those numbers reflect how much that they believe in each other. I guess you could say. I mean, you know what I mean. So
yeah,
I think they're going to
yeah,
deliver something special. I don't know the reasoning behind leaving it out of the initial lineup. I mean, you
yeah,
released you released the orange on Monday, the white on Tuesday. You
mhm,
had the baby blue, like summit blue for like the women's softball and stuff like that on
yeah,
Wednesday. And then you released the dark modes on Thursday. And there was a lot of speculation that unannounced they were just going to surprise everyone with Smoky Grays on Friday. At
yeah,
least that's what I thought. And I talked to a couple other people, and that's what they thought as well.
yeah,
It just didn't happen. So it does
yeah,
make you wonder, Mike, what they're cooking behind the scenes.
mhm,
And I do think that we're going to see a huge reveal, and I hope they blow our minds, man. I really
yeah.
do.
'Cause I feel like the other ones, like you said, it you gotta keep to a traditional. You can change some
Right.
things, but it can be more simplistic. But I think with the Smoky Grays, they've really Nike's especially opened the door to be able to be like, all right, this is the one jersey that you can really
Yeah.
show a lot of flair to, show a lot of different styling with, and really, you don't want it simple. You want like the Smoky Grays to kind of make a statement, and
Yep.
so that's what I'm hoping they'll do with that. Obviously, they're gonna have Smoky Gray jerseys too. It's not one of those things where they didn't reveal it because they're not going to do it. If they didn't do that, I think the fans would just lose their minds, and
Yeah.
that would not be a good look as Adidas coming in as your
No.
and you didn't do the Smoky Gray. So I
Yep.
think that's became a pretty much an expectation, for the fan base, and I mean, we've even heard a little bit about like people that think it should just be the orange and white home, the white jerseys away, but I get like focusing on the game and focusing on winning and stuff. And that's what the players and the coaches and everything are doing. This is for
Right.
marketing, right?
Yep.
The people
Yep.
focusing on Adidas and the marketing teams are focusing on these jerseys, right? And it's kind of just it's for the fans. It really, I
Yep.
mean, the players obviously I'm sure like it too, and but it's really, so I think it's something fun to do, having a little bit of variation. Again, I think you can overdo that. We shouldn't be having a different jersey every single game or anything. Keep with the
Yeah.
traditional on home and away, but couple specialty games out of the year where you throw out the Smoky Grays and you throw out the dark mode jerseys. I think that's a great lineup, and I'm
Yep.
honestly good with that being our lineup. But I did see a
Yep.
little concept out there that was cool, and it kind of got brought up with how they revealed it with like women's softball, women's basketball, and everything with the Summit Blue. Um, I did see somebody sent me something where they had been edited to show a Tennessee jersey with like that Tennessee football jersey with like that Summit Blue. I agree with just having the four, so I don't necessarily think we should have this, and it's not really when you think of traditional Tennessee colors, um,
Right.
unless you're on the thinking with the Summit Blue on the women's basketball, women's softball. So I'm totally fine with that staying how that is, but it does look cool. I'm just saying the jersey that I seen um, does look cool. I don't know. I mean, I think yeah, that could be something. Maybe a special once, not every year, just some special thing to honor Pat Summit. I
Yeah.
do think that could be cool to see on a football jersey. But
Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm right there with you, Mike. I mean, regardless of what people say, stick to the tradition, so on and so forth.
yeah,
I get it. I understand where you're coming from. However, we're in a different era. We're in a different world. We're in a different time.
yeah,
Um, And I think that adding, because so let me rewind it real quick. Every year, the football team does honor Pat Summitt. They don't have any special helmets or jerseys or anything like
Yeah,
that, but the players do wear Summit blue socks or Summit blue
yeah,
wristbands or Summit blue undershirts or something like that. It's a very subtle tribute
yeah,
and a sign of respect, I guess you could say. I am not opposed whatsoever to having like a Lady Vols inspired football uniform for that Pat Summit tribute game. I think that having a full on all out uniform would be
yeah,
absolutely incredible. I think it would pop. I think it would
yeah,
look
cool.
crazy. And you're going to have people that hate on stuff no matter what, Mike. I mean, we
Oh
had a
yeah, yeah,
guy, we had a guy in one of our comments on TikTok saying, look at Alabama, look at this, look at that. They never switch their jerseys up and they constantly win, win,
yeah,
win. Well, I get it, but I mean, what's the harm in it? You know what I mean?
yeah,
What's the harm in it? Like you said earlier, it's for the fans. It's something to
yeah,
draw attention. It's something to campaign a marketing thing, and it's to create a
yeah,
buzz and create hype and to create a
yeah.
different culture, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have no problem too with like, I mean, it's all right every now and then to also look sick while you do it. If you end up
Exactly.
winning, man, at the same time. I mean, look, Oregon's. I know they've been in the championship twice, since I guess in the BCS era um, and BCS and college football playoff era. But man, I think it's exciting with what Oregon does sometimes. I mean, I know that might be a little much for a lot of people, but there's always some. I mean, dude, I'll just randomly be watching football sometimes on a college Saturday and happen to see Oregon's playing, and I just look at the screen and I'm like, oh wow, those jerseys are cool. And it's always
Yeah.
different. So I'm not saying we
Yeah.
have to. I like a little tradition. I'm not saying that,
Same.
um, but man, they go big when it comes with their jerseys, and when I'm playing NCAA, sometimes I pick Oregon just so I can just mess around with the jerseys on there. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah,
um,
100%.
I don't. I say all that to say having a little variation every now and then though is cool, and
Yep.
it does look cool, and I'm all right with teams like doing that. I mean, the in the Summit Blue that would just be something really cool to bring out, man. Plus, I
Yep.
love that blue color.
Yeah, it's
Man,
nice.
I really do. I mean, outside of just being a Tennessee fan and the classic orange and white color of it, if I'm wearing like regular clothes, typically if I'm wearing Tennessee orange, it's a Tennessee shirt or something like that. My go-to
Yeah.
colors usually aren't orange and stuff to wear, you know what I mean? Like I like blues and different colors like that, green, stuff like that. So, um,
Yep.
it would be nice every now and then to have a jersey that would be, or a cool shirt to wear for that, which I could get, for women's basketball too, but I just thought I
Yep.
like a lot of football clothing. And that kind of brings up something too that's interesting. As fans, man, we like to wear the clothing. We like to wear, you buy jerseys, but you also, I mean, I know how expensive jerseys can be. So a lot of times you're buying a Tennessee T-shirt, long sleeve shirt, all your Tennessee apparel before you go to the game and stuff. So I know that was probably something as Tennessee fans were excited to see because Nike obviously stuff was expensive, and we kind of got to looking a little at the shirts and stuff. And for
Yep.
one, and it's early on. I get that it's early on, but I really wasn't super impressed with anything I seen on the site for stuff to buy. There
No.
was a plain, cool Tennessee football shirt. It was a cool shirt. It was a t-shirt, and I mean I know the material matters, but it was $50. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just I can't I don't know that I'm paying $50 for just a t-shirt. You know what I mean, man?
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on it, man. I think it was the 10th. We were together. I think we were at work or
Yeah,
whatever, and we just started browsing around and taking a look at the launch of the Adidas apparel for the fans. And like you said, I mean, yeah, there's some cool stuff on there. There's really nothing mind blowing on here, Mike, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm scrolling through it right now. There's really nothing
yeah,
eye catching to where I would have to whip out the debit card real quick and just go ahead and buy it. Nothing's
right,
calling out to me like that. But it is the pricing. I mean, a lot of fans that we talked to and a lot of people that we're around, it all kind of came to the same consensus where we always thought that the Nike stuff was just so expensive, man. It didn't matter
Yeah,
what it was. I mean, you're talking about plain Jane crew neck sweatshirts for
yeah,
$88, $90, $100. The jerseys, which in my opinion, Nike never really put out uh, a high enough quality of a jersey to pay the prices that they put on them.
yeah,
So just browsing on here, Mike. I mean, one of the first things that I see is a Peyton Manning Adidas jersey. It is in the new style of the new Adidas uniforms with the bigger letters and all that stuff, but you're still looking at $140, man.
yeah,
Just a little too much in my opinion. I mean, a polo for 65, um, a youth T-shirt $42. You were talking about a men's T-shirt for 50. This is a youth T-shirt for 42.
yeah,
It's just it's. I know we're living in crazy times and everything's expensive,
yeah.
but we were
It
hoping
just
for. They need to make like a but. They need to if they want to capitalize as much as they want to on this apparel, which is what they're doing. That's all
yeah.
fine and dandy, but maybe roll out like a streamlined, more
You can
affordable option too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. You can put out a $25 t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like
One
you can
hundred percent.
maybe you don't have a certain material that's like the more expensive material, but you could put out a just a comfortable cotton, like 50% cotton, 50% polyester. What I don't know, whatever they're putting in the shirts, man. You can come out with something that's like 20, 25 bucks. I feel like. Um, and I mean, I understand we're not going to be seeing stuff that's like 20 bucks or under and
Right.
15, $10 for a t-shirt, but you could definitely have a more budget friendly side to things too.
Yep.
And and you can have the expensive stuff. I mean, I know some of those polos, man, they get crazy expensive. But y- you know as good as I do that, that there's cheaper stuff out there, and I just feel like that they could put that out there a little bit too to, because I mean, think about a $25 t-shirt, the one we were looking at the other day, if it was even in that design, um, and personally, I always love, when it comes to like clothing and stuff, man, I just want something real soft and real
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yep.
Because dude, in the fall, I'm a joggers and hoodie top guy, man. I've got a pair of Tennessee joggers I found at Walmart, by the way, which has stepped up their game in a lot of things because they have a whole Tennessee section of ours, and it
Oh
um,
yeah.
has some legit stuff. And these weren't the cheapest either. Not gonna lie for the joggers, but dude, they're like the softest joggers that I own. And during
Heck
football
yeah.
season, that's when it's a nice cool fall day, I break those out with a hoodie, and that's my style of like what I like to wear. So, some of the like athletic type gear that's a little bit, I don't know of the material I'd be trying to describe, but it would be it almost isn't. I mean, it's good if you're like having a sweat in it or something like that, and great when you're exercising and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I almost find that throwing on some little like cotton like comfortable t-shirt for lounging is even more is more comfortable in my opinion
Yeah.
than some of the more
Yeah.
expensive athletic style shirts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and
I agree, man.
I get like that material is better like if you're in the gym or something like that, but a lot of times when you're
Yep.
wearing your Tennessee stuff, you're wearing, you're not saying you can't wear it to the gym, but if I'm buying a brand new shirt that's got Tennessee stuff on it, I'm probably wearing it out or to games or wearing it
Yeah.
to events for it. And, um, most of the time I'm not looking to just wear that to a gym, and work out in it. And that's all I do with it. So, that's just my opinion.
So
That's my type of clothing.
yeah, I respect it, man. I agree. I mean, really, it's about comfortability and affordability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Realistically.
Absolutely.
So what I did on the website, Mike, real quick, and then we can move on. But just out of curiosity, I sorted the entire page. There's 103 results for, I guess, the Adidas line as of right now. I mean, obviously that number will grow,
Hmm.
but Right now,
Yeah.
there's 103 different items on the Tennessee Ball shop right now that are Adidas branded, and I went ahead and sorted them from price. I sorted them by price, low to high. There are 15 different T-shirts that are $30. So I mean that kind of gets into that 25-ish range that you're talking
Close
about.
to it. Yeah.
So I mean you've got a wide variety of $30 T-shirts here, but still, you know, I
Yeah.
guess, and you know, you are paying for the logo and the brand and all that, so it is what
Yeah.
it is. Pretty
You're
cool
also
looking
buying
stuff,
it
but nothing crazy.
buying it directly from the shop too. I mean,
Right, right,
you know
right.
how it is. I mean, I own a lot of I own Nike, I own Adidas, I own a lot of name brand clothing. But I tell you what, most of it I haven't bought, dude, from directly from somewhere. It's one of these outlets, top stores, and I'm
Yeah.
TJ Maxx, something like that, where maybe there's a slight misprint, but they, I also paid a quarter of the price. So, um, just gotta shop around a little bit sometimes, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
Well, you know, honestly, Mike, I think we achieved what we wanted to here.
yeah,
Obviously, we're happy with the uniforms. I think we can both agree on that.
yeah,
And for the most part, looking on the comments that people have left on our pages and stuff like that with TikTok
yeah,
and whatnot, I think most of the fan base is happy with them too. We will be looking forward to the Smokey Grays as soon as those drop. We'll
absolutely.
put out a reaction video, a reaction TikTok. We'll talk about them on whatever
Yeah,
episode that ends up falling on. Um, but we do have something exciting that we're going to be rolling out here soon. We're just going to tease it a little bit for the next couple episodes, Mike. We're going to be
yeah,
doing a giveaway. Not going to go into too much specifics on it
yeah,
at the moment, but Fourth and Whatever is going to be giving away something that I
yeah,
think could end up. I mean, just imagine if it's someone's. That would give it away too much. I'm not
yeah.
going to say it.
We don't.
Someone's
It's
going to get really lucky and
yeah,
have an opportunity that maybe they didn't have at a certain
yeah,
point in time. So I'm excited
yeah,
about the giveaway, Mike. We're like I said, we're working out the details right now. We're going to be rolling it
yeah,
out, and we've both agreed that we're just going to tease it here and there a little bit over the next couple episodes. But we will have a
yeah.
full length explanation and all that in the very, very, very near future for everybody. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for this one, and if you do watch us, or if you're just seeing this, subscribe, like the channel, it does help. But being subscribed to us and watching our videos coming up, you really want to watch this next month as we kind of work this out, and because there will be, obviously, with any giveaway, there's a video, that gives the instructions on what you do. That there's the chance
Right.
to enter into this. So, yeah, definitely make sure subscribe to us. If you're new to watching this and keep up with it the next couple of weeks. You'll have plenty of opportunity to hear about it, but just kind of keep that in mind if you're watching. So,
Yep. We're getting so close to football season, Mike.
yeah,
You know, we've got I think the Vols first game is September 5th, if I'm not mistaken. So we're
yeah,
basically a month and a half out right now. You know,
yeah,
roughly 40-ish days, 45 days, somewhere in that range.
yeah,
Man, we're getting so close. It's been a long off season.
yeah,
We've continued to work and we've continued to come up with content, and I think we've done a really good job at that. But man, when that football season really starts rolling, man, we that's when we're the most excited, right, man?
oh, yeah, 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 dude. It's really been starting to hit about how close it is here lately with some.
Oh yeah.
And I'm definitely excited. I mean, I'm excited for this podcast for what we want to do. I know we're gonna try to change some things up for football season, and hopefully get a little we'll just say get a little bit have a little bit of an in-person style to it on some of these videos. Won't be
Yeah.
for everyone. We do have we have day jobs, so this isn't a job for anybody out there, but
For now.
yeah, for now. This is, it's for fun. I would love for it to be someday, but yeah, we definitely have some plans for it, and so I'm excited for that. But I'm also just, man, as a Tennessee fan, I'm excited for football. Regardless of how unsure of the season I may be, or any of the years like that. I'm always excited for it. I mean,
Oh,
and just it goes beyond that too, man. I mean, just watching big games. college game day, Saturday mornings, man. When you and I don't know about you, but I know I probably more so. I'm a huge fan of summer. I love the summer. I love the beach. I love swimming and all that. But there is something about the fall too that I do love. But when you first start feeling that little bit of crisp air coming through and it feels like football,
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
think any football fan in our area definitely, because we do, anywhere you get a good fall and you're big in football, you'll know what we're talking about there. But when I start feeling
Yeah.
that, man, it's there's something about it. So
Yep. No better feeling, man. Waking up on those
yeah,
Saturday mornings and turning
yeah,
on that TV and seeing the college game day crew and
yeah,
just knowing that you're gearing up that day for your game,
yeah.
multiple games, your favorite team's game, whoever game,
Oh yeah,
just football in general. We're here for it. Can't wait.
absolutely, man. I did. It's been another fun one, man. This one I was excited to do.
Yep.
We're just one step closer. So, and again, if you're watching, we do appreciate it. Just kind of keep track with us here the next few weeks
Yep.
and see what we got in store for you. So,
Yep. It's going to pay off. It's going to pay off to be subscribed and watch and pay attention. I'll say that. All
absolutely. Well, Adam, man, it's been fun as always, dude, and can't wait to see you on the next one, dude.
right, brother. Take care, man.